explain this. All right, we're live. Welcome to another episode of Summerland Enchantment. We are playing Pendragon. So as I was just explaining, we have different like scales. Like when you have the Go conversation for fumbles in this game, it across our Pendragon games, it's like it depends on what stats we're measuring on. Like, is it the person that's going to go into madness the most? It's Virgil by far. I mean, you might argue that Virgil just never isn't in madness. Like, it's probably just his madness is inside acting out. Yeah, we have Alien with hunting, that you are the goat of hunting fumbles for sure. And a significant amount. Olwen's up there with meaningful fumbles as well, like pivotal moment fumbles. And Bert is another excellent fumbler. This top notch, just killing it. So strangely, we haven't had Beatrice go into madness yet. So I now have a new personal goal for this group.
Yes.
I hate that y'all do that. You just throw things off into the universe.
It's not me putting it in the universe.
Cry.
It's me as a GM trying to make it happen. So it's my duty.
No.
Yeah.
That's me actively trying to make it happen.
All right, gang. Let's go ahead and do some intros so people know who we are. Year is 500, and we'll start with you, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I play Owen, the Lady of Barrowcrest, half Fae, and the Autumn Princess, apparently. That'll be fun to unpack tonight.
Who says you'll get to unpack that tonight? But indeed. Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I play Beatrice. And if that conversation happens, it's going to be fascinating.
Indeed. And last but not least, Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I play Sir Alien. I'm about to love you the night because it's late where I am and everyone probably with gets up really early.
You muted.
Let's start with music down. Let's fix this because I'm not going to be able to hear you otherwise. I'm going to put you at 200 now, Nicole. Please.
Oh, sorry. Let me move the mic even closer to myself.
Okay. Yeah, when you have to talk light, it definitely changes. Can you say something a little longer? Just give me a sentence of something. I don't know. I'm bad at prompting people for what to say, but
Sir Alien the Lost fumbles all of her hunting rolls.
Okay, that's not bad. That was very I was worried we were gonna have like the what is it? What's the right audio language for like when we can't hear the difference between the words? Like whatever that is, like the articulation, I guess. Like sometimes we lose that in your quality, but it sounds good tonight. So it's good.
Yep. If that happens again, I'll just switch away from the app into the browser, which usually fixes it.
We will let you know right away if it does. So all right, let's go ahead and dive in. So as mentioned, we switched from. Did we do a winter feast?
Mm-hmm. Well,
did we?
We did a winter phase.
Yeah, so we went right from Samhain to winter phase.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the
time skippy.
I could not remember, and just let you know, Rebecca, you're not yet in the Roll20. I only mentioned that
I'm in the wrong one. Oopsie doops.
Rebecca's not even in the game.
Okay.
Playing in another dimension somewhere. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Becomes the unseelie heir and starts playing in a different Roll20. How does that work?
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about things because we're doing a bit of a forward. We do drama well, but we also do a lot of drama. Do we want to have the Olwen conversation about? Is it meaningful enough to on-screen reveal the fate of our dear Grifflet, or is that better assuming that the grief has been had and the forwarding has been fasted. Sure, let's go with that.
I leave
feel
that
like-
to Rebecca.
I feel like there was like the idea of the idea that they weren't even gonna like tell Olwen for reasons, and then
Is there
if it is
probably-
like 6 months, if it is like 6 months later, I feel like stuff's happened, and there's been like worry about Elian and Olwen coming back, and by that point, it probably wouldn't even necessarily be on the forefront of anyone's mind.
All right, when
and
when
I
are
think
you
it might be more
returning?
meaningful.
I think we were
If
like
were gone, it was 6
months.
months later, so it would be
Yeah.
March.
Okay, early spring. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're not telling Olwen, definitely don't tell Alien, because Alien can't keep a secret.
No, I think Beatrice would have prioritized telling Olwen. I don't know if we need to RP it. But Cadwigan and Beatrice had the conversation to the extent of like, okay, if we're gonna tell her, you have to tell her. Like,
Okay, well, why don't we do this? I mean, I feel like they would have held a funeral and everything
yeah.
for him, but when
Way before they got
yeah,
back.
they probably would have waited like till mid-November, and when Owen and Elian didn't return, they probably sent someone in for you.
Why would they do that?
Because you're the
the lady of the manor.
lady of the manor.
And
There's
we
no way
also
they
need to
wouldn't
discuss
have-
which knights are going to the border.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Cornwall?
Yep.
Let's see. Brockfell will absolutely volunteer for that.
To go to the border? Or to go find Owen?
Olwen.
To go find Olwen. If
Of course he will. You know what?
He
Go
loves
for it,
me.
Brockdale. Just
He
go for it.
loves me.
I welcome it.
Okay, I'm just gonna test something here. Okay. Well, when Olwen and Elian return, Brockfell's not back yet. So
Oh, honey.
Brockdale's gonna come back and be like a different man. He's going to be like haunted.
he needs some kind of arc, I suppose. Okay,
New game, Brockdale arc.
Brockfell arc.
I mean, depending on how different he is.
Listen, go for it. Just keep him away from me.
That could be pretty different.
Let's see here. Let's go to this screen.
Darn.
Okay, so I think we'll deal with. Did we test to see what the event of the manor is this year? Over winter. I know we did the rest, but I'm wondering, did we actually test to see what the manor event was?
I don't think
I feel
so.
like you
Like
did.
the justice event?
You
Maybe
know-
just
Justice.
Yeah.
We did the justice event. There's the one where you roll a d6 and you either get nothing or you get a benefit or you get a bad thing. Do you remember if we did that?
I don't think we did that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
'Cause
Okay.
We did the weather and all of that.
Yeah, we did all the stuff. I think I don't have any memory of doing that, and usually I do. Why don't we do that now? And if we happen to go back and see that we did something, we can just move that to the following year. Let's see. Okay, so Manor Luck. It's called a Manor Luck table. So I just need a volunteer to it. We'll make it not Olwen because you're not here. We'll make it not Rebecca actually.
Does it
I guess
require
that means it has
skill?
to be.
No,
Or is it just a random d6?
it's a D6. That's it.
Let's go. I'll do it.
You're the only one here.
I am the only one there. Never mind. There was no choice. I was like, I volunteer. There's no one else to roll. 1.
Calamity. Good times. Okay, let's see.
Ah,
Okay.
You're never leaving me in charge
I
again.
left
Please
you alone.
never leave me in charge.
You weren't in charge. Dane was in charge, darling.
Yeah, you were in
I was
charge.
kind of in charge.
You're in charge of the luck.
You-
I led an army.
Okay.
That's true.
Manor luck. Let's see.
So proud of you.
here. Manor luck bad. Give me a D100 roll.
Oh no. You come back and it's gone. 93.
93.
Christ.
I'm great.
We're doing great when you get back. We're doing awesome. We actually rolled a pretty good year, if I remember right. Like all in
Yeah.
all, it was good. Like we had our first like good year.
Without all.
Oh no.
I hate that
That's a good face.
No.
Okay.
We were
Timestamp
doing
for
so
later.
good though.
Okay.
I'm actually hoping it's just Saxons.
We're gonna
No.
have
I don't
this
want it to be Saxon.
Anyway.
we're gonna have this be where we pick up right now. So, Beatrice, I'll give you an awareness roll.
Why?
You wake up. You were having. Actually, give me a sight test as well. Okay. You were dreaming of swords clashing, a siege. You felt like you were in the middle of it. It was an unfamiliar place, somewhere you've never been, a walled city. Larger than any of the ones, maybe other than Bath in Summerland. When you wake up, you're kind of out of it. It's later than you'd normally wake up. Well past sunup.
I'd probably get up and go about. I assume she's doing more around the manor in general lately. Like, I don't think she's doing her normal, like, keep Tulilos.
Yeah,
because
so
there's Nolan.
test awareness one more time.
Come on. There we go.
Okay. You hear Morgan's voice, which isn't weird because she lives in the manor not far from you, I would presume. Probably, if you have like the main handmaiden quarters, she's probably in one of the extra like aid quarters not far from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear Morgan yell, "I said shut up!"
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that.
Okay.
Because that angsty teenager is my angsty teenager, unfortunately.
You get to a room with the door shut.
I want to roll something.
Right.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, weird, but such a high score. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that whole fight. Yeah, shocker. I open the door. I don't knock.
Okay. You see that she's like laying in bed. She's by herself. Covers are over her, and when you open the door, it like startles her. She like gets up, like she looks at you. Beatrice?
Why are we yelling?
What? Are you kidding me?
You were yelling, just shut up.
Yeah, the animals won't shut up.
What animals won't shut up?
You hear the sound of sheep really close to the manor window. You don't pen them close to the manor window. You don't pen them close to the manor.
No.
Did I roll all the animals getting out? Oh, forget anarchy. It's animal anarchy. I'm gonna look outside. I'm running outside.
It looks like okay. Do you say you're looking outside or you're running outside?
Oh, I'm going outside.
Okay. You run out to a nice sea of your cattle, your pigs, sheep, your cows, and even your favorite horse, all running about.
You do it.
Some are grazing, some are just having a field day with it.
I rolled animal anarchy. I'm gonna go inside. I think she just stands there a minute, just staring at the absolute chaos, and then turns around and goes back inside, goes upstairs, or wherever to Olin, to where Idane would be in Olin's stead, or any of the knights. Dogged, Cowdigan, any of them.
Okay.
She's gonna need the knights.
Okay. You're able to locate. Who are you going after first? Let's start with that.
First person I see.
Okay.
Whoever's up and moving.
You see Dogged.
Good morning.
Ooh, everything all right? You look like you're in a bit of a hurry there.
So, you remember how our livestock was penned in?
Yeah. Why did you say penned? Got it. And with that, he starts running.
He didn't even need the full sentence. He figured it out.
Yeah.
And then I can grab a Dane, but a Dane grew up near farmland. She probably knows what she's doing. I'll grab Cowdigan. I'm recruiting everybody. I'm like, well, everyone. This is our day. We're herding animals. That is our whole day now.
Yep. I want you to test. We're gonna kind of skip past a little bit of the day, but I'm gonna get you to test a few things for me. Yeah. I want you to test your horsemanship. They'll act as animal handling effectively.
Ooh. Oh, I succeeded.
I want you to test energetic. Okay.
I'm gonna put that on the counter 1 second.
Okay. And I want you to test intrigue.
I'm intriguing against the horse.
Yeah. We'll see.
Me versus turnip, guys.
You versus let's see if you can figure out what the animals are. Okay, so here's the situation. If I remember correctly, didn't you fail a con thing somewhat recently, or didn't you fumble either con or energy? You had some kind of weakness attributed to Beatrice.
It was
recently.
when I was being chased by my mother, and I believe it was Constitution.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're
I was
gonna
trying to counteract.
We're gonna play off the fumble and suggest that your energy, even after sleeping, it's like you haven't. It's like the magic fatigue is still affecting you. It hasn't gone away this year. You don't hear about that often, but it sometimes does happen. So you've consulted with And I think at this period, we have established that Nimue hasn't left yet, right?
Yeah, to my knowledge, she's still here.
Yeah. The intrigue roll is for something entirely different. The intrigue roll is for the fact that Idane's acting a little off, and you realize by the time you get exhausted and you're kind of like, your patience is low, right? Because you just don't have the energy. Mm-hmm. You realize that like one of the key jobs of the steward would be to check on the animals every night. And she looks guilty, definitely guilty. There's a guilty look. As like, this wastes everyone's day. Like everyone from the help to the knights themselves are participating. Cadwigan's running along with you for half the day. Let's see if anything amusing happens. Let's see. Cadwigan,
please let that man fall in manure. I want it to happen.
Yeah, let's see what his horsemanship is.
Wow.
Yeah. Horsemanship of 16. He failed. There you go.
He failed.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. He's in the mud at one point.
I'm cackling.
You're so mean.
Beatrice like does not laugh often. Absolutely cackling. Thinks it's hilarious.
All right, and then
Didn't even push him this time.
I did not push him in the mud this time. He fell in the mud of his own accord.
No.
Ooh,
Okay.
he's having a rough day.
No, that one's okay. That one's better. He's not gonna sling mud at you at the moment.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
She still probably would have laughed.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed he's not. That'd be funny.
I was surprised too.
There's more important things right now.
This one was turned into a mud fight between the two of them.
You guys spend the better part of the day. Even like Morgan's helping, like Lilo's helping. Anyone that's on present is helping. So is
really cute.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we're having a really cute Manor bonding moment.
Yeah, it was a Manor.
Is Bowie helping?
Who?
Is Bowie helping?
Oh yeah.
Doubt it.
It's like, no, let them all kill themselves.
That's a good question. Is Bowie helping? Because there's a horse to be found.
Yeah.
He's probably helping with like the other animals, like the sheep and stuff, because he's not gonna like let everyone else do like
Okay.
This
will be your first horsemanship test without the -5. Yeah.
Fuck.
Because it's not a horse.
Oh my god.
It was a miracle.
It's a miracle.
Hey, look at that.
Says Olin, but it's Bowie. And yeah.
I understand.
Success.
Bowie is famous in horsemanship, but he sucks at it.
He has a -5.
No,
They don't like
it's
me.
hilarious.
I'm good at it. They don't like me. Anyway.
Yeah, they really hate him.
They really like Everett. Everett doesn't understand Bowie's issue.
We haven't spent enough time really playing into the curse that came from the peeing on a tree. Like, we do need to get back to that at some point.
I wanted to know what that was.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that.
Yeah, we'll wait for the right fumble. It'll happen eventually. So, about, say, 3 p.m., we'll say that Beatrice, you had just gone to rest when you hear the announcement that Lady Olwen has returned. So you were just you're like, okay, good. I finally go get some rest. And you're like, Homer Simpson meme. You lay down and get back up.
Can I petition to just have Olwen come into everybody just like covered in mud and hay and looking like a wreck?
Oh, and we have
we've
the
done is hurt
erstwhile
animals.
sheep with us. I want us to come back and we have an erstwhile livestock. Just like this one got out. What happened here?
I
We
do.
only found one. I think one got it.
I do like the idea that like when you're returning just as I kind of like everyone's back and or everyone's just finished. Beatrice left a little early to go lie down because of her fatigue. And yeah, so yeah, you come back and everyone's covered in mud. It looks like quite the interesting scenario took place here.
Goodness.
You will note to get me a stewardship roll right away.
Okay. Bowie. As a success, 14 of 17.
Okay. You see clearly the animals have just been rounded up. You're able to tell that almost instantly. You see the signs of damage. This place was probably raided while you're away.
Yes, I mean, there was just a huge battle, right? I didn't expect them to go after the animals.
But you weren't here for
undead.
You weren't here for the battle, were you? Like you didn't know?
No,
I knew it was going to happen.
She's of the mindset that it was just Samhain, so
we don't know
that it's 6 months later.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
So it's like,
do we have a sheep?
Totally went for the animals. That's totally the reason.
Yeah, undead are unpredictable, it seems.
Oh, we found one of the sheep. Would like Ellie just have one with her?
What would I make you roll for that?
Having a sheep?
Yeah.
I mean, if they rounded
so
them all
much.
up, I mean.
No, not that. The time of year.
Oh, we I
Awareness.
think we rolled that?
Your
Or-
familiarity
me
with the
figuring
time
it
of
out.
year.
Yeah.
Folklore sounds really awesome this time, I think.
Cool.
Or hunting. I'll take a hunting too. Like one or the other.
Let's do a hunting.
I'll
Just
do folklore.
for
It's
fun.
twice. My folklore is twice as good as my hunting.
I actually succeeded.
Okay.
So did I. Holy shit.
I think this is and you can tick anything that's under 5, right? So automatically when you succeed.
Yeah.
So I think Elian's like picking up on things that and maybe calling them out to Olwen. Like you guys are figuring this out together out loud. Where it's like, there's snow. Must have been an early snow. No, this looks like a melt, not a snow.
No.
Yeah.
And there's some blossoms coming in already.
And you
Oh,
quickly
dear.
realize, this isn't your first rodeo. Neither of you, actually. So
Not again.
15 years.
Don't say that.
You see a kid run by, like one of the common kids he's a cute kid, it's like 6-7 years old. When you left, he was about the same age. So it's like an immediate like, okay. Not too much time has passed.
Oh, thank the maker. Well, I guess best case scenario. So, let's get back to the manor.
Why is there a sheep
like-
over there?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but all things considered, I'm glad this place is still standing.
So I don't see any undead around. That's always a win.
Indeed.
You
As
see Cat and Petra fighting with the last sheep to get it in, and the sheep managed
Did
to
we fall in the mud?
get Cat in the mud, covered in the mud. Yeah.
Owen cackles. Oh well, some things never change, and we should be grateful for that. Bounces up to the manor.
All right. When you get there, question for Beatrice, who just went to rest. Is Beatrice get back up as a response of knowing that Owen's here?
Begrudgingly.
Yeah. So I think by
Yeah,
the time
very good.
you're announced, the moment you enter, the town, and I think by the time you get to the manor, Beatrice is just coming down the stairs, and you kind of come face to face for the first time in what, 6 months?
For her.
Yeah.
Oh, like we saw you yesterday.
It's a few days ago, but yeah, it's about a week overall.
Such fun conversations.
Well, you look horrible.
Wow.
What a cruel thing to say
Hello
to a
to
lady.
you too.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You're
How,
late.
Well, apparently, fairy things.
I really wish we could stop going to Faerie.
About that. I shall leave that to Lady Olwen to
Shut.
to fill you in.
You really need to learn to not sometimes, Alien.
I'm not actually
I would
sure,
love
but
you
I'm
to not.
I'm not actually sure I want to know.
Ellie just kind of
I
blinks at you and she goes,
with my life not knowing.
It's a conversation for another time, I think. Perhaps when we're well rested and well ready for such information.
she does look exhausted.
Thank
You do
for all
look
the
very pretty, but
compliments
you're tired.
between both of you. It's been lovely.
She looks back and she goes, no, you're very lovely, but you look exhausted.
Well, if we'd all like to rest, we can all just rest and talk about it later.
Owen will smirk a little bit and just say, good job getting them all back in their pens. Looks like there was quite a
kerfuffle.
At that point, Edane comes in and says, "Oh, Lady Owen, you're back. On an entirely ordinary day, I'm so glad to have you back."
I love her.
Of course, everything looks absolutely extraordinary. Thank you for all of your help in keeping the manor.
Sir Doggett did warn me that you might be belayed. He instructed me, uninstructed.
Advised?
That's a Bob slip up. I'm going to step that back. She would never say that about her husband. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He advised me that these things do happen when you cross beyond the veil. I do want to say we did dispatch Sir Brockvale after you. Did you come across Sir Brockvale by chance?
No, we didn't. It was very kind of you to send someone, and I understand why you would have done so.
He did volunteer.
That doesn't surprise me at all. He's very
much a go-getter.
Exactly. Glory-hound, even.
Right.
Well, we shall hope for the best. Still have a conversation with. And then I think Mafanwe's with us too. Shit.
Oh yeah, we do have Mafanwe. Is she looking any better than when we first brought her back? Saw her. So if I remember correctly, she was not in a good state.
Yeah. Probably by your own. She didn't require any major anything, but let's go with choose one of the two of you to have administered the equivalent of first aid in the terms of the way you might bring someone back from malnutrition.
Yeah, bed rest and stuff.
Yeah.
Slowly refeeding her.
Mm-hmm. Which of the two of you wants to make that roll?
What is it?
Owen's is probably better.
First aid.
Yeah, I'll do.
Alright, let's see it. Certainly can't backfire.
I missed help.
I
It's a success.
Okay. Yeah, I think Beatrice, kind of slinking in behind them now, like a little later. She went to go look
Mifami?
around. Is Mifami. A familiar face to you.
Yeah, I just gave before Owen left. A fun fact: gave her a lecture about the fact of like looking for Mifami and it feeling ridiculous. So,
I mean, technically, we didn't find
Uh,
her.
so you have Mifami.
I do. It was. She was there. I got her back. I don't know
There
those.
as a guest, or there as a guest?
Sorry?
There as a guest, or as a guest?
I believe the latter. I haven't really been able to speak with her much. It's only been a few days for us. So, and she's been weak. But I imagine with time we'll get the full story. Just in everything else, right? And she just kind of gives like a very taut smile to Elian.
I believe it's time for Mifami to have more porridge.
All right.
Mifami's
If you're-
just kind of looking around. She hasn't said a thing. It seems really just like a curious
Owen.
cat almost.
Yeah. Owen reaches down and takes her hand.
She kind of
Gives her, like a gentle smile.
yeah, she sort of like reacts in like kind of a defensive way.
Yeah.
But not enough. I don't think she was quick enough to like get her hand away. So it's like,
Yeah.
you're still able to squeeze her
Yeah.
hand. And she looks at you with a familiar look, like she recognizes you, and like it's not like a fear or anything like that. And then she just goes back to looking around.
Right.
Yeah.
So we didn't die against my mother.
We didn't die against my mother.
My father's in your dungeon currently,
Well,
missing a hand, but
goodness.
Surprised he's alive.
Good for you.
Sir Jaren picked up his sword.
Elian just like face palms.
I think Owen just kind of cocks her head. Like,
I swear I
well.
went over that in training.
Oh, and we should go inside for the rest of it.
Yes.
Did anyone pay attention in dodgeball?
I forgot about that.
I forgot. We had the in canon first dodgeball. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Helene was just throwing things at the other nights. Yeah, and Beatrice would take her inside to a room to break said news.
Mhm.
Yep, Grifflet. I imagine I'll get fill Elian in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Alien will come with us, I'm assuming. I
Okay.
assume they're all in the
Yeah.
room for this. Minus Fanway. But
I'd probably get Mifami cozy in my room or spare room. And then,
Okay.
oh,
Quick question from the GM: are we doing this on screen or off screen? Are we skipping?
I'm okay doing either. I'll leave that to Rebecca if they decide they would like to, or they feel it's necessary.
I'm always good for drama, but it doesn't have to happen. Yeah, we can.
Up to you all. I know we tend to hit the drama quota quite high in this
Yeah.
one, so
Yeah.
we don't.
Maybe even go a little over.
Yeah, I don't need to force it, but like there'd be certain games where I'm like, oh, that's our only chance at drama. Yeah, no, not in this one. So,
We have
Yeah.
every chance for anything.
so
I think we
okay.
all kind of know how it's gonna go.
Do you guys want to test some stuff to see how well you cope
How well
with
I
it?
break the news? Oh,
Well, you
okay.
could do that
I was
too,
like,
but
don't
just
test
how well
that.
they cope with it, or if there's any,
Uh,
is there any, I guess, any potential impact to your character? Because you could test something and potentially get a tick from it.
I absolutely think so because like Owen has this like whole sisterly family complex of like wanting to take care of people, especially those she considers family and like younger people especially. So
Okay, so to clarify, the thing you would be testing is Olwen is your like your sorrow or grief from losing, I guess, someone that's like family. Is that the idea?
yeah.
I think Elian is kind of attached to all of the knights in a way. Because I think all of them spend quite a bit of time together, and there's some level of camaraderie between them.
He did participate in dodgeball, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that would go under.
Dodgeball.
He did good. I'm not sure what that would go under.
I think in this case, I'm just gonna get both of you to test merciful. That's like addressing loss.
It fails.
Okay, so I think for Elian, you've this hits you harder than you. Maybe it doesn't though.
I test against Fey Passion.
You know what? No, because you're not inspiring yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to punish you with that. I think you can just tick merciful in this case.
I have it ticked already, so
You shouldn't. It's the very beginning of
Wait.
next year.
Unless you critted on it.
I think I crit on it.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we're just getting some merciful arcs from you. We'll go with We'll give you a tick on spiritual then. For having like a moment, whether or not that's directly related to your your pagan religion or not, that's up for you, but it's just like the sense of something very mortal and vulnerable. So for Olwen, it's not that you don't give a crap, it's just that you're able to smoosh it down and get back to business. You acknowledge that this person is still very important and meaningful, and you're sad that they're gone. But also, the lady of the house must be the lady of the house. It's easier if you just pretend it doesn't exist all the way together and get back to whatever. Yeah.
Sounds about right. We had a funeral for him already, yes. We've paid our respects.
Yeah, it was 6 months ago. So
That makes sense.
I had that with his family.
Then
My mother's still
suppose.
alive. So that's something. And she's not the one that killed him. Sharon is.
Yeah, and I swear, in the training, I went over the whole cursed sword and don't touch the cursed sword.
Yeah, I figure that's a problem for another day. I'm pretty tired of fighting.
Sharon.
Yeah. But In other news, Adain did a really good job. Manor's doing okay. Mostly.
Good. Then, suppose that's what we should focus on, and then
Yeah.
if we see Jaren again, we'll deal with
Don't
that.
approach. Don't approach.
Of course not.
You're welcome to speak to my father. Not that you need permission, but I don't think he'll be particularly useful. He kind of forgets every little bit.
I imagine after 6 months, you've probably exhausted every possibility of things that could be asked of him.
I've tried. Out of character, I'm going under the assumption that Beatrice has been going down there just about every day.
Yeah.
And having the same conversation over and over and over again. But she's going down there every day pretty much at some point.
He seems to be equally as confused as before, but he seems to be mending well.
He's mending. Like, physically mending.
Yeah.
Not.
And also, like, you know, not mentally mending, but more, you know, sometimes people with Alzheimer's still adjust well to their surrounding over time, even though it's kind of like that. It's like he's adjusting to being in this place. It doesn't seem new to him. He doesn't need you to recycle through it as much, but he doesn't really remember anything, and he's still pretty confused. So.
Out of curiosity, Beatrice, what do you plan on doing with him?
Well, technically he's the lady's to do with as she pleases. I don't know.
It's a difficult situation.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say he's killed plenty of people, and whether or not he was in his right mind. I don't know.
Again, it's up to you.
Does he seem... Well, I don't want to hurt any of your family.
He knows that I was born. He knows that he loved my mother.
Well, he did kill a lot of people. And he was at least partially responsible for Jaren getting the sword and everything.
It's your decision.
Oh, I hate this. I hate having to make these choices. But I don't think he can do anything for us.
I'm gonna write off my own Spursy roll and just... It does seem unkind to treat a man who was cursed in such a way, although I understand your logic. As someone who has spent time among the Fae, among the cursed and blessed, it's something I can understand. Or is going mad when you have no curse? I cannot. I understand Paganism left, though. So I'll actually put some energy into finding out who the actual killer was.
Similarly, I'm basing this off my role as well.
Yes.
And I don't... Has he seemed apologetic at all? Or is he just there?
He doesn't know. I don't think. To be honest, I was told that in life he was not awesome either. So
That's what I remember hearing. This would be so much easier if he wasn't your father.
yep. It would.
Because
Have you spoken with him?
Yes. I mean, to what end, I don't know. But we go through a pantomime pretty much every day. I don't think he's realized it's me yet. I'm not sure he ever will. He knows me as an infant.
I'd also be merciful to let him move on.
feel the same way. I don't feel like it's our decision to make either. What if I had to make a choice?
I mean, you're welcome to leave him down there until you make a choice, but in the end, you are the lady. It is your choice.
I feel like
You
it'd
have
be kind of
just cause to execute him. You have just cause to imprison him. You have just cause to let him go.
I don't think letting him go is an option.
No, I didn't think it was. I was just making a point.
I understand.
So we can
And
leave
I
him
feel
for
like
now.
leaving
and then,
him. My thought process here is leaving him alive is a liability for your mother, but also potentially bait for your mother.
yeah.
Is that worth it? Is my question. Is the risk worth the reward?
She'd be furious either way. Well, I don't know if that
True.
makes any difference. Just rather mad in general.
You want my opinion?
Wood is your father.
For the moment, I am sick of watching people die. Even if we make the decision to get rid of him, I'd rather wait until the decision is firm than make it when you're not sure.
I think that is a sound judgment. All right.
All right.
For now, he's our prisoner till we have a reason.
Beatrice will kind of get up and get ready to leave the room. I'm tired. And also, by the way, every single animal we own got out and was just around the manor all day. Don't say anything to a Dane. She feels bad enough already. Just exist as if it never happened.
Owen will
And
smile and
mud?
say, "Of course," and then shoot daggers at Elian.
Is
Trying
that
to
why?
paint your flowers, by the way, and then she'll leave.
Is that like that he was covered in mud?
Yep.
For a moment, I thought you pushed him again.
No, he fell of his own accord. Highlight of my day. Going to bed. And she'll leave.
Yes. If you don't mind, Lady Olwen, I shall excuse myself to catch up with the rest of the knights.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I think it's time for... What to do, what to do.
What to do?
Do we have is it feast-esque time?
It is, yeah. That's what we're
I
doing
was gonna
next.
say.
Seeing if there's anything else I wanted to deal with first real quick. I don't think there is. No. No, I think that's good enough. Hey, look, it's Loof. He shouldn't be there anymore.
Oh, what? Kill
Where's
him
Luke?
again.
Oh, he was on the...
We can't have that guy here anymore, can we?
We dragged him back and
Edric.
killed him a second time.
Just for funsies.
I think
Sure.
Owen still doesn't know that, which is hilarious.
Oh, I should have shared that.
No.
That would have been
Good
silver
news.
lining.
I don't think Elliot knows who Loof is.
That's good for Elian.
I remember who I was looking for. One sec.
Okay, it's back.
Brock feels bad.
Everyone's back.
Oh,
Everyone-
God.
Yay!
It's a comic
Does
book.
Brock not make it back?
Let's find out.
I'm still voting Brock no arc. I'm voting we choose a random person
Nope.
to play a knight. No, he's not
Oh,
back.
No.
I vote we pick a random person to play a night and just do a one person, like, trying to figure out the journey of Brockvale.
The Journey of Rockvale.
Who of
Here's
the
all the
knights
places.
wants to play someone ridiculous?
Here are all the
Oh.
scenarios that he encountered on his solo journey. It's a better arc than half the players do at that point. That'd be great.
Wow.
I kind of, I would want to
Okay.
see it. I'm not gonna lie, it would be funny.
These are secondary characters for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a lot of time yet, which is good. It's the whole point of them being secondary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me just find. Okay, we're gonna go into a feast. I'm just setting up the feast, and we'll dive in. Okay. There we go. Feast is set up. I'm gonna get you guys cut over and cut over the stream so they can see what's going on, and cut over the music as well.
That is a lot of people.
Oh, boys.
Our feasts get bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
I'm
feasts
proud
are
of that.
getting a little bigger for sure.
I guess for sure on the floor
You should be proud of that.
because he's not even a squire.
Who is?
And he's for sure on the floor.
Oh, Nye. Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's
He's not even a
secondary.
squire.
It's true.
He's on the.
Beatrice was on the floor for so long. Like,
The fox is back early tonight.
oh, we need app rolls, don't we?
Yes, indeed. We will start with some app rolls, y'all.
Please, I don't want to be on the floor. I'm
A
on
crit.
the floor. I fumbled. Second fumble of the night is still me.
Ooh. Okay, second
It's
fumble.
still me.
Second fumble. Okay, so I need you to roll appearance again.
App again to
Yep.
decide how
Mhm.
bad it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, on the floor,
better.
Beatrice. Ooh.
Beatrice is
Ooh.
having a time.
What?
She's
What would
just
just?
having a
What would
day.
justify Beatrice? I think it's more a matter of you get there and literally you're maybe resting late, and then you get there and all the seats are taken because it's a busier feast than normal.
Mhm.
Like this completely
She's
fills
sleeping
your
like
hall.
all the time.
Yep. Yep.
Nah, that's okay. We've been here before. I made a joke about being on the floor, and the dice heard. The dice giveth, and the dice taketh away.
And aliens below the salt, right? So if you succeeded at that second roll, you would have been
Below the salt.
below the salt instead.
That's fine.
You finally got your glory and you can't use it.
I
Um,
finally have glory. I finally have enough. Like, I just hit it up that I can pull a card.
And you're
I
on the
can-
floor.
And I'm on
And
the floor
so-
and I can't do it.
Oh.
Love
But
it.
you can do it. You can do the card.
It's so on brand for Beatrice, though.
Okay.
On the floor. The Cadigans was left on the floor.
Cadrigan
Cadrigan's usually
is
below
below
the
the salt. This is default.
Yeah, we don't usually do app rolls and stuff for
Yep, I can remember what we.
PCs.
Most of the nights end up below the salt or near the salt.
It depends on the one. So Dogged usually ends up where his wife is, which helps him be above the
Dogged's got
salt.
bonus of Idane.
Yeah.
Dogged roll and add Idane.
Ah, wife bonus.
Wife bonus.
Wish that were me.
Okay.
Olin does not need a wife. She is the bonus to whoever she's with.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd argue Owen is the wife bonus.
Yeah.
I will accept a intrigue or a an awareness roll from you all. Just one though. One of the other. So each of you gets to roll one or the other.
Okay.
I've succeeded intrigue.
Success, intrigue.
Success for awareness.
Okay. There is a I should put him down here. There is a teen messenger. Seems to be dressed in more like I don't know, like his garb is a little different. It's definitely a little Roman, like that part's obvious. But it looks even like kind of not anything you guys are super familiar with as far as the Britons.
Okay. What are we eating tonight? Anything with ginger sauce? Okay. Cool.
Fruit tarts,
cool.
pullets, and roast eagle.
We're getting adventurous over here.
You guys are having some decent meal pulls compared to what we get elsewhere. So,
I want meat tiles.
Hell yeah. I love charcuterie. But, okay. Interesting.
How many rounds are we doing?
we are doing 2.
2.
I will allow you to invest extra Librum into a third. It's going to cost you 10 more Librum to get to a third, though. Imagine you don't want to.
I can see you thinking about it.
Oh, fine.
We just spent money on a war. I would just argue that.
Yeah.
We just spent a lot of money on a war.
Yeah.
It's true.
Nope, 2 rounds is fine.
Okay.
Ugh, Nineveh's here.
Nineveh is, in fact, a guest here.
Oh, she arrived.
Thought you would. Right. I guess it's
Your goal,
my
Olwen.
turn. Yeah. I think Owen is going to go up and speak to Lady Brienne.
Okay. What are your intentions with the speaking?
She would like to just find out like how the lands are doing, how the cow is doing, like if that's anything is manifested with that.
Okay, I'll throw you some options here. There's if Owen's intentions are simply how's the weather kind of talk, it's courtesy. If it's trying to get at some hot goss, it's intrigue. If it's flirting, it's flirting. If it's I think that probably covers the gamut for social interactions.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, Owen real bad at flirting. But you know,
Flirting is never the smart first action. Well,
yeah.
The meta game, the meta play in this is to get some geniality
Acquire
before
some
you do
geniality.
it, and get drunk. That's usually your best bet. Yeah. Sad as
I
it is,
mean-
that's what the game supports. If you get drunk and not too drunk, and then you, so
true enough to life.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be we'll go intrigue. She'll just like little gossip, little friendship, little it's been so long since we've seen each other. Hi.
So just the small talks kind, or the
gossipy.
the hot gossip. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
And it's a success.
Excellent.
Lady.
Yeah, so you approach her. She is currently mingling with a Dane, and then turns to you and says, "Ah, Lady Olwen, it's wonderful to see you."
Lovely to see you. So good to see you so far from home. I'm so happy that you were able to join one of these.
I love to visit here. Your lands are very unique.
Yeah, well, that's certainly one way of putting it.
Will your mother be joining?
Hopefully not. I should. Not if I can help it. We like to keep things as separate as possible.
Right.
I do. I do recall some sort of goings on with her. I'm not wrong.
Goings on.
Didn't she have a deal with you or with someone?
We'd hoped to establish our support to your mother through your lordship, a ladyship,
right.
I think I should say. Yeah.
Right. How did that come about?
Which part exactly?
Who approached whom?
We approached you.
Right. Why her specifically?
Well, it's just that Cadwy is a wonderful king and ruler. And I don't doubt him for being the magician king he is.
What?
But in these times, and with all the threats, it just makes sense to support a leader that would defend our lands.
And I fully intend to. But you realize that my mother is, well, quite dangerous.
I see.
She's
We're getting
lovely and all.
some weird feedback in from something.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's cool.
Mine.
Yeah, we're getting some kind of audio back or something.
Hang on, let me go on mute for a bit, and I'll see if I can get the browser working.
Anyway.
Okay. I don't remember what was last said.
It was, that she can be dangerous, right?
Well, I imagine anyone can be dangerous. I'm not altogether unfamiliar with the Unseelie, if that's what you mean. But she'd have no reason to harm us if we're your vassals, right? I mean, she's your mother.
She is. Well, this family is a bit strange sometimes. And of course, always do everything in my power to make sure that you are protected as a vassal should. I just want to be certain that, well,
That I know the risks?
I suppose.
I'm well aware, my lady.
Good. I suppose I feel sort of kinship, and perhaps it's due to her shared heritage or what have you, but I just want to see you thrive.
All right. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it there.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to Elian.
Was there still feedback?
It was whatever you were listening to. That was just
Okay.
getting picked up by the microphone.
Okay, yes, I think. Let me see. Elian family is not at this, correct?
Which family?
think
Sorry?
so.
With family?
Mafanwi. Yeah, she's not. So,
Okay.
I should have established this, and I didn't do a very good job with it. It is Easter feast equivalents. So this is like April now. We would have skipped ahead a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks maybe. Mafanwi would have told Lady Olwyn that she has to go over there to speak with the king. And when she does, she'll return.
Okay.
Mostly, Bob doesn't want to completely just like gloss over. I know you want to connect with Mafanwi, so we will bring her back, but there's no way after being captive or
right.
You
Right,
find out that
that's
she
what
was
you do.
actually captive for a couple of years.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the case, Nineveh is near the salt, so I don't think I can talk to her.
You can. Yep. We usually do like we don't worry too much about where the NPCs are unless I state otherwise. It's not like a royal feast, so I guess depending on how you word that now. Yeah. But
Technically,
you get my gist. I think you can go ahead and reach someone like Nineveh for sure. Where she is.
Elian kind of wants to catch up with her.
Okay. In what capacity? We usually do like do you want to roll in, are you looking for dirt or gossip? Are you looking to just play nice and be respectful and converse?
I think she's trying to be respectful and converse, and what Nineveh wants to tell her, then that's what Nineveh tells her.
Perfect.
She doesn't fuck around with witches, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Courtesy works then.
Hang on, I was stupid and closed my sheet and it's loading now.
It's weird having a lower intensity session after 2.
We've been in
Oh my gosh.
battles or life and death situations for like at least 4 or 5 sessions. I
There
feel
we
like.
go.
Add another fumble, baby.
Yeah.
God.
So what?
3 now?
We're at
What is
3.
it that Elian does to offend Nineveh?
I'm not sure. She wants specifically to ask about what's going on with the Forest Sauvage issue.
Okay.
And maybe she sounds a little too much like she's implying that Nineveh.
I'll find.
is-
I can jive off that. Let's do it. Let's do the in character bit. I'll find a way if that's what the topic is. Yeah. So.
Bob,
Yeah.
Let's wait.
Yeah. So you see Nineveh. She's kind of doing that thing where she's observing, kind of half here, half not.
So you're here and Sir Pedorn is not. Should I take it that as a good sign? For you, at least?
I'm pleased that is the case. As he returned back to whichever oath he's following now.
It does seem a bit fickle, I suppose.
Most knights are. No offense.
I would say no offense taken, but offense is taken. He says that out loud, by the way.
Yeah. She says, "Really? Have you not heard the stories of Uther and his knights? One of them's a drunkard right over there."
Yes.
Points to Minotos. Let's quickly zoom in on Minotos and see just
How
how
drunk he
he's.
is.
How
Come
drunk
on,
is Minotaurus this
baby, my
evening?
baby boy, my good
I
boy.
saw that
I
fumble
believe in
and for a
you.
split moment thought that was Minotaurus because you know how it pops up and down when Bob is rolling,
All right.
Mm-hmm.
and I definitely thought that was fumble, and I was like, he's trash.
Come on, baby, my baby friend boy.
I think.
You can do
Okay.
it, Minotaurus.
Do we have a? I thought we had a sheet going for him.
I thought we should if we don't.
Like
feel
in
like
terms
we
of
did,
how
though.
he's been doing,
Yeah.
or
Like a
He's-
character
he's
sheet. 'Cause
been-
He's rolled quite a bit.
oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to remember what we had him at for temperate, so I can track that.
Not very high.
No, it was.
11?
It wasn't. No.
11 is not
No.
not
it was,
low enough.
It was like 16 to begin with, I think.
His indulgent or his temperate?
His indulgent was
Indulgent was
16, and then I think we brought it down. No, 17. That's what it was. We brought it down because he's been
Been being really good.
on the wagon. Is that the right term?
Yeah. Yeah.
he's got a
Yes.
foot on the wagon.
So we'll
The
leave him at
the last couple
fif-
times he's
15.
been real good.
Okay.
15. Actually, I guess then we should test against 5 first off. Oh, he is
Hey.
not partaking in alcohol. I think you would
He
notice
has to
that.
feel
Yeah, he
like
doesn't even have the
trash.
cup in his hand, Elian. And but that doesn't stop her from phrasing that and saying, "You've seen, I'm sure you've met Uther's knights." And
I'd like to point out that they are not exactly the standard.
No.
At least not the standard to live up to.
Who was Aurelius?
What does Elliot know about Aurelius?
You were a knight during Aurelius. I guess that's
I was.
a good
yeah.
point, but you weren't necessarily.
I was under King Modron.
Yeah. I think it's less of a what do you know about Aurelius and probably what do you feel about Aurelius is probably the bigger thing. So I think to do that, we need to give you a legacy score of homage Aurelius because he was once the High King. And I think that's a 2d6 plus 6. Let's see how high your passion was as a youthful knight for your High King.
And what did you say it was?
Roll
6.
Yeah, 2d6 plus 6.
I fucking knew it was gonna be that somehow. Holy shit.
He was, so I mean, and it's not far off of Aurelius's story. He was by far the more appropriate king. He was just, he was merciful, he was a battlefield tactician, he was good with words, he was handsome and well composed. A model knight, if he wasn't a king himself.
Aurelius was a great king, and perhaps a greater knight.
That didn't stop his poisoning, did it?
That hardly has any bearing on his honor as a knight.
Yeah, you go poisoning. I thought he got ill in.
Yeah,
like,
but
there were different rumors coming out of. He actually died in Salisbury, believe it or not.
If he was poisoned, that hardly has any bearing on his worth as a knight. I was I heard that he fell ill, although it happened while I was not in this realm.
All right, she says, like, kind of piecing your story together, and then she shrugs and says, I haven't met many poisoned knights who haven't fallen ill. I mean, no, once you do.
I would imagine too. I just wasn't informed that he had been. Wait, who would poison King Aurelius? It would certainly be wishing for anarchy. Foolish act.
There's many potential culprits. The most obvious being a Saxon. But these are stories for another time. I'm already bored of talking about knights. I have to stand next to so many.
I feel like she's the one who flunked her courtesy roll.
Yeah, she's not happy, and I think she would have been courteous to Elian previously because Elian intervened with the Padaran thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, I think it was just, you stepped on the wrong chord, so to speak. She was a bit salty.
I am curious. if you would give me a bit more time. It doesn't pertain to knights exactly. It's
Very well.
should we be well, do you think you should be concerned regarding the Sauvage issue? They certainly seem to intend to at least pin her death on you. Though frankly, I see it as being a rather foolish endeavor.
Yeah, so I think with like where she was at already in her mentality, you can nope, you're not going to give me anything because you're in courtesy and you don't recognize it. She is noticeably upset still about her friend's death. And she sort of snaps at you because of that. And she says, what connection I had to that place is over. Do you understand me? I want nothing to do with it. Nothing. And I hope Sir Pedarn finds his way to a nice hanging tree while he visits there. And with that, she walks off.
I have to say, I somehow don't fully disagree with that last statement. And then Elian returns to her seat. A little
She's like,
shell-shocked.
Yeah, you're like, wow, Nineveh's a real bitch, but you know what? That last statement of Pedarn, that was okay.
What I've been saying.
Yeah.
Elian is not a fan.
Yeah.
That was dreadful to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right. You tried your best to be polite. Oh, nope, but you're below the salt, so.
And below the salt, I get nothing.
Yeah, get nothing.
I get nothing.
Oh, busy live and drink.
I would like to say that I love that Alien fumbled, and I was like, all right, we're just fighting then. And then just went after her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. That was great.
Yeah.
It's funny
Right.
because Alien's like, I can't disagree, except for the Aurelius thing.
Yeah.
She was baiting you pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that brings us to we see our folks on the wee little floor here, and Beatrice has been relegated back to her original spot.
You know, it keeps me humble.
Yeah, you finally recognize, as much as you might have hated it, you know, you were for the last 6 months, though others have been calling you Lady Beatrice. Of course,
she probably misses that a little bit. She'll never say it.
You are, however, back on the floor with Petra and Kat, Morgan, and others. You can give me a quick awareness test before you decide what you want to do. Okay.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So you can choose what you want to do from here then.
I was going to go and enjoy what is the living rumor mill that is Idane. So sorry. Yeah, I was doing my typical first round of a feast, which is I am gonna go up to Idane and figure out what the rumors going around are.
Do you want to hear the worst part? Is
what?
While being on the floor.
I can't.
No, I will give you this. You can, if with an intrigue move, I will allow you to get to near the salt. You have to pass intrigue. If you do, you do not get the one geniality you would otherwise earn for passing. It's just zero intrigue. Yeah.
I'm okay with not getting geniality. I'm not gonna lie. Beatrice is very much a character who does not strive.
Yeah,
for
doesn't.
Yep.
Just wanted to verify.
I can tell you that she very solidly doesn't care.
Okay, let's give
I'm
me.
just intrigued.
Yep. Yep.
Success.
Okay. I think that there's actually a point that would be pretty funny. I don't know if he would do that though. I thought it would be funny if
Tell me what
Cadogan
it is.
tried to block you from going out. Like, sorry, only
He's welcome
only
to try.
No, I don't think he would.
He knows me well enough at this point. He's welcome to try it.
He does. We didn't test his vengeful to see if he's vengeful about the laughing at him part.
That's true. I
we'll
might
get back
deserve
to
that.
I'm trying to think who the hell would have been the risk for blocking you, and I can't think of anyone. There's no one that like doesn't know
Had
Beatrice.
Brockvale been there, Brockvale would have.
Be great if it was Evray. Sorry, you can't.
Oh my god.
It's
Yeah,
full up here.
I'll RP against myself.
Yeah, but you don't have to because Everay's looking the other way and you slide through. I figure Bowie probably gives you a wink, like, "Hey, good job."
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
I'm just like
There you go.
very stealthily start handing Alice cards.
Yep.
Exactly. That would be taking Bowie's advice.
Mhm.
Don't make it look like you're working.
Exactly. So, you managed to make your way to Adine.
And she's not. There's not a particular aim. It's just like what gossip is going around, and also she goes to hang out with Adane for fun. Like this is her fun aspect.
Yep. Throw me an intrigue up front and see where that goes. Yeah. I think the failure means you just have fun and you kind of forget to get gossip. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Other than like,
Ooh, good intrigue.
she'll tell you. Yeah, she would tell you
Almost
gossip
great.
that wouldn't be extra or whatever. Okay. Well, a pass will mean that happens. If you want to like play this out a little bit, we absolutely can. So Adine sitting there, her children moving about or being looked after. I think she has an infant right now. So
Yeah.
I should do up their family tree, especially because they can connect it to Around Me and stuff. That'd be cool.
The eldest is Alice. The second is Obi, and I didn't. If you named the
third is
third, I
Enchantment.
didn't. Yeah, I don't think you named the third.
I think we're still disputing whether a third exists or not. I think is where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might only be two.
I'm doing both of my duties, which is having fun and gossiping with Adane and simultaneously handing her kids sugary items and mocking Doggett all the while, which I feel like Doggett's used to at this point. I'm like, here's your children, who I just gave a bunch of sugar. I'm stealing your wife. Beatrice is a delight.
Yeah,
You know?
the auntie they never asked for. It's like here's chocolate right before bedtime. Enjoy.
Yeah, she's like the fun aunts who like you simultaneously love giving your children to, but also you're like they're gonna come back as like tiny wild demons.
Yeah, I think the eldest was a boy or girl. I can't remember.
Boy.
Boy, yeah.
Alice is a boy.
I think
Obi's
he's
a girl.
Is that what? Yeah.
Is Obi a girl?
I think Obi was a girl.
So,
Say boy girl.
I think Alice has that like that toddler energy right now. He's like bouncing off the wall. He's just trying to run from whatever parent's holding on to him at all times. Falls down,
I've
gets
given
back
them to
up.
Doggett.
Yeah.
Doggett
Yeah,
is now
Doggett-
stuck with both of his
Doggin's
children.
like, he's got one over his shoulder and he's holding on to the other as the boy tries to escape his clutches. And Adine definitely grieved pretty hard for the first month after Griffith's passing, and then she's been oddly like back to her chipper self.
Mhm.
yeah.
I can always rely on you, Beatrice, to relieve me of my duties.
Well, I would argue that somebody has to. So relieving you of your duties is my duty. Anytime we have one of these.
You didn't tell Lady Olwen about the escape, did you? With the animals?
Okay. I was about to answer, but I was like,
she doesn't do that well. Yeah. I will accept you did succeed at intrigue, so you can fast talk rather than answer. No, you can distract.
I wanna see.
Okay.
If my deceitful will fail. Why is my deceitful that low? I felt like it was high. They both succeeded. I don't like when that happens because it means I still have to make the decision.
Means you avoid the answer and just distract her.
I would like to avoid the answer.
Yeah. Well, say what is it? What is the distraction? So it's not so obvious because I think she's intrigued enough to like. If you don't have a good, it can be a timed one. I'll support it because you succeeded.
I think she'll focus on the two kids quickly and just kind of ask the question of like, are you thinking of having another? Add to the horde?
We'll see what fate brings us, I suppose. Certainly less motivated. Newborns do that to you.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I remembered Nimue as a newborn, but she's the only one that I've dealt with other than Alice. I didn't live with Alice.
About that, are you sure that Nimue is your sister? Was she perhaps stolen from the kin of Aurelius Ambrosius or someone highborn?
Nimue's different. She's always been kind of different.
There's kind of like a bit of a zoom in on her. She has like, I guess it Dane's another person like that who was lowborn, but she has like insane amount of like court grace, like court presence. It's not app like Olwen right now. It's just remarkable that a kid who hasn't been around the court would be that intuitive.
Would just be that naturally.
Yeah.
She's always been kind of different. I was rough and tumble, and she was exactly the opposite.
That's fair.
So.
That's fair. I suppose Aranwi and I were much the same.
Oh, I wouldn't have wanted to see Aranwi as a child.
Well, you basically did.
That's true. And you all unfortunately saw me as a child, so...
I do remember those days.
Oh, yeah. Picking a fight everywhere I went? That sounds... I'm pretty sure my... Sorry.
I see Cadwigan has stopped wincing whenever you come by with a wine glass.
Maybe that might be false security on his part. But no, I don't dump wine on him. I'm not that mean.
Anymore.
Elian's been asking strange rumors about what exactly you and Cadwigan are planning. She seems to think that you're up to something. Or that's what Doggin told me anyways.
That is fascinating. And I mean this in the nicest way. I'm using that against them for sure.
That's fair.
We're not planning anything. I'm
I
not
would
sure what she...
assume not, she says. I don't think she understood. Elian... A very nice night.
Yeah. Doesn't quite understand what's going on there, I don't think.
No, not as obvious as some of us understand.
Yeah, I figure you've understood for a very, very long time. knowing you.
You were just asking me about children. Do you have any plan on the way?
No, nothing on the way. I want to.
Playing off the fact that a lot of these folks are pagan and they wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
require the ceremonies
Oh,
of the Christians. It's not as crazy
It's not
a
a
sound.
stigma.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
None on the way. But I want to. That's all I've ever wanted, I think. But
She says, I would not have guessed that.
I don't tell people. Because at this point, especially, it feels a little useless. Given the amount of, battles we're in. And the fact that Cadragon and I talk for at least 3 minutes and then it's separate and awkwardly walk away from each other. So
Well, that's how young love starts, but if I have to tell you the same thing when the both of you have gray hair, we can no longer call it young love. I'm afraid.
I deserve that.
She says, how's Owen doing with everything?
Surprisingly well. Cadogan didn't want to tell her, if I'm honest. But in the best interest of her.
Of course.
But
yeah.
I told her regardless. Because can't hide any of that. Also, my father's sitting in her dungeon, so how are we going to explain that? She's handling it surprisingly well and very much like a lady. If you want my honest opinion, I think she's growing up. Hard as that is. I think we all might be a little bit.
You watch her eyes keep going across the table to this-ish area where you see like Every and a couple of the other familiar guests. Edane says, I see a face in the crowd familiar to me, and you know me and gossip.
Okay.
It might be best. Maybe I shouldn't actually tell you, because then you'll feel compelled to tell Lady Olwen the bad news, and it's not necessary. It's good to keep our friends.
What is it?
Do you remember Lady de West Harptree? I forget her name. Deary, Lady Beery.
Leary.
Yes. Well, she had found a match with the late Lady Barrowcrest.
Yes.
Relative
Brother,
of
yeah.
Yes, indeed, a kin of the late Lady Barrowcrest. Well, their homeland was there was great news previously that their homeland had been liberated, so they returned to it, and it seems more Saxons have landed. It seems he has been slain.
Is Leary alive?
They're not sure. Rumor has it that she might have been taken captive. Her brother is petitioning to send some support that way. course, it's very far from here and a bit of a fool's errand.
I'll let Owen know after the feast, just so we have a general idea of what's going on around us. I would say I wouldn't tell her, except for the fact that everyone's pretty bent on fighting wars, and I think it's best to keep as apprised of the situation as we can. But poor Leary.
Between you and me, Dogged keeps... I think I've got it under control now, but he keeps speaking about bringing Jaren to justice.
That's a talk we're going to need to have.
It would require finding him to begin with.
And he went into the forest too. I think that's a fool's errand for now. I'll tell Dogged.
Right. With that, we will close out because that round, because I don't want to go too far. But there was some meta points I wanted to touch into there, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that you did succeed, though, right? So you got your Van. All right. Back to the top with Lady Owen, round 2.
Hello. I suppose Owen should receive the messenger that is dallying around.
Okay. So the messenger will walk by, like, I think, Beatrice, you get back to being near the floor, because the second course is coming out. As you're doing that, you hear the messenger called forward. So as he's going, he looks to Beatrice and says, "Pardon me, my lady, I didn't mean to get in your way."
You're fine. She's the lady you'd want to speak to.
With that, he kind of ducks his head and walks on by. Are you, Owen, are you calling him forward? Or are you actually going below the salt too?
She's gonna go below the salt to speak with him.
Okay.
Hello there. I'm Lady Owen of Barrowcrest Manor. And you?
My name is Avalon, from Gaul.
Oh. So far. Are you taken care of?
I am. The Praetor takes care of me.
Good. So, may I ask what brings you here?
I'm actually here on his behalf. If you wouldn't mind hearing his petition, I can speak of it, Lady Owen.
I suppose you've come all this way. I should at least hear you out.
Very well. If you wouldn't mind, could I speak it to your court?
Let's go over what it is first, I believe.
Very well.
We've had quite a lot of incidents lately, and I might be easily riled up, you see. Might want
I
to make
under-
certain that it's something that their sensibilities are ready for.
What are we rolling for this one, by the way?
Courtesy.
Okay, go ahead and test that with your geniality right front. All right, not a fumble. That's what we needed.
Yep.
Okay, so he says, very well and understood. He says, I'm here from Dorset, from the Praetor Jonathan. It seems that Cornwall will be marching against us this year. The Praetor will be hiring mercenaries at the price of 5 librum for the year. He has requested that any lady or lord who should relinquish their knights to fight for him as mercenaries will not owe any alliance and will, of course, benefit from pushing back Cornwall.
It's all well and good, and I'm certain that it would love nothing more than rise and pay. Now, we don't necessarily have the knights to spare. You're more than welcome to ask, of course. I wouldn't want you to get your hopes up.
I look around the room and I see many with lapels that would suggest otherwise, milady.
Well, I suppose some of them are visiting. Not all of them are mine.
Are your knights, and forgive me for being so blunt, but have your knights been tested in battle? Do they know? Should Dorset be overrun, I'm certain that the wicked King Idris will turn his eyes on Summerland eventually. He will certainly not go after the Saxons.
You are absolutely free to ask.
I have but one other question for you.
Feel free to ask it.
Thank you, milady.
Oh no.
His eyes turn back towards the crowd below the table, and he says,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. The raven-haired maiden there,
Yes.
is she lowborn?
Mm. What are your intentions with our dear student?
Student. He says, kind of under his breath, and he says, let me see. He says, it's nothing, my lady. It's...
Are you sure it's nothing?
I know I'm but a messenger right now. Not even a squire. But I will be a knight one day. And when I am, I would like to marry her.
Oh, that's very sweet. I hope nothing more than for your luck. I can't give her away, and it's not my choice to make.
Of course, but if she is highborn, then even as a knight, I will not be accepted.
Depends on where you are.
Is it different in your court?
Most things are different in my court.
He looks around and he says, very well. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Thank you, Lady Owen.
Of course. She'll gesture towards, the proper way to address the court. You have the stage, should you choose to take it.
Okay.
And do be impressive, she'll be watching you.
We'll have that go off at the end of the rounds.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I went from so nervous to so that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So fast. I was like, they know who Morgan is. And then I was like, no, he just has a crush on her. Our little girl's growing up.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll bring Olwen back with 3 extra genealogy. Okay, so that brings us to below the salt.
Can I pick a card?
Yes, you may. Absolutely.
I think I actually picked 2.
Yeah, you're at 3,000 plus, right? 2,000 plus? 3,000 plus, right?
I'm at 3,000 plus.
Yep.
I'm gonna help if I zoomed in so I can actually read it.
If you want to drag it to the front here, I can blow it up for you.
That's cool. I got it.
That's what we normally do for the stream.
Yeah, that way everyone can read it.
Yep.
Okay. Talk at your table becomes quite heated. Ooh. Or a knight asks you to keep a piece of jewelry safe for him. Which would you prefer? One is worth 1 geniality. The failure is minus 1 geniality, though. The other is 0 geniality. Still the risk of minus 1 geniality, but you end up in a duel if you fail. Prudent wins, you get the plus 1 geniality. Or in the other card, you do trusting versus suspicious. If trusting wins, you get to tick and honest. If suspicious wins, you roll courtesy. If you fail courtesy, you get the geniality minus 1. So it's a matter of, do you want to be involved in some heated conversation, or would you like a knight to ask you to keep a piece of jewelry safe for him?
Similar roles for me, because trusting and suspicious is 11 to 9, and reckless to prudent is 9 to 11. So I mean, I guess let's see if I get any geniality. Otherwise, I'm already at 0. So,
all right. So which card?
Prudent versus reckless.
Okay, inflame passions.
passions.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Pass on prudent.
Wins.
You gotta test reckless. So
Reckless.
Okay.
that's good.
Failed reckless.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So table talk becomes quite heated. I think this means that you stay out of it, so you just kind of Well, that's not my business. Where were you again? You were below the salt?
And below the salt, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it happens over here. We're going to say you were like kind of over in this area, below the salt. And there's an argument going on between Sir Dylan and Amathon and others. They're talking about the Saxons to the west. And someone sets Dylan off because they mention that it's no concern to them. And he says, no concern to them when there are overlords. Like, he gets mad. He gets irrationally responsive, or rather, he has plenty of rational thought here, but he's impassioned, but you wouldn't know that. He just looks angry. And the two of them continue on. It almost results in a brawl, but everyone just kind of lets it die after a while. So you end up with your one geniality.
Heck yeah.
Got it. Okay. Anything else you wanted out of that moment, Elian, or any ad lib you wanted to add to it?
Since they're arguing about sex, she kind of wants to get a gist of what's been going on the past 6 months as far as Saxons, I guess.
You know that the Saxon shore was always a mess. What you kind of pick up on is that recently part of the Saxon shore was liberated, and then a new leader, a Saxon leader as they call them, landed and kind of perfectly landed right where the recent liberation took place, and seems it's not going well for the recently liberated area.
The liberated area was Britain's, right?
Yeah, so it was previously East Saxon is what you get. And then you'd actually have the name of the guy. So let me just get that. I believe it's Quichelm. But let me confirm. Let's see here. Yeah, Quichelm. It seems a new Saxon force has landed in the area under a warlord known as Quichelm.
UUICHUM?
No, it is ridiculous. Here, let me give it to you.
Well, no.
Yeah, never would have guessed it.
Yeah. So, this happened like just weeks ago. Huge fleet appeared off the coast, landed, and doesn't seem it's going well. They were spotted off the Yar River, and then there's rumors that most of their spies and reports and stuff are not coming back, which means probably bad omens for the recently liberated Caerwent, which is the name of the
You spell
county.
Caerwent?
Yeah.
You spell Caerwent for me?
Yep. There we go. County of Caerwent. Okay. Okay, so with that, we are back to we're basically near the end of the feast. In round 2. Beatrice, I will give you another awareness roll.
Success.
Okay. You see a very large-looking man. Trying to think of a comparison for size. This guy's a size 19. So beyond Kimrick sort of standard size.
Okay.
And he walks up to Rickert and seems to be eyeing him over. And you kind of see this. It just feels like a bad vibe. And Rickert kind of turns to him. He's like, "Oh, sorry, Sir Knight. I didn't see you there. Is there something that a brother of the faith might help you with?" And you hear the guy say, "Really?"
No.
What do you want to do? And you don't have to choose that. You can be like, well, there are other people around. It's not like you're the only one there.
Yeah, but like the other thing, she seems really dumb now. I think.
Do your thing.
Yeah, I think she's gonna. I don't think she can. I don't think she can ignore it, knowing her. I forget that her loyalty lord is so abysmally low.
Yeah.
It's so low, like to the point that I'm like, I don't want to roll it because I'm gonna fail. And I don't think that she would disregard it. I think she's gonna listen into this conversation.
Just kind of eavesdrop in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, we'll allow your awareness to count as like the action, so you can tick it. It goes for anyone that passed, unless it's from a card. The cards will always tell you what you check, if anything. But if you did your whole action as like a courtesy roll or whatever, and you pass it, you get a tick. So in this
I get
case,
to tick for intrigue for my last.
Yeah.
Then.
Yep.
Insert ticks.
Cards are like a grab bag. They can come with a whole heap of geniality, though, like higher than anything else. So, like they can come with like +5 and a check, and you know what I mean. Like they come with crazy stuff. But they can also come with, you have irritable bowel syndrome and must exit the feast for the rest of it. So it's like
The amount of times that we've pulled that card is absolutely insane.
You mean the amount of times that Thomas pulled that card? We were convinced that Edric actually had IBS at one point because it was like, it seemed to be a regular problem for him.
I love that the game just decides sometimes that you have traits.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Right.
it's like you're
okay.
very selfish and you have IBS.
So yeah, you hear the big guy saying, "Really?" And Rickert says that, "Sorry, I did not mean to offend you." And the big guy says, "Well, you certainly did."
You know what? Beatrice is on a short fuse lately. She's gonna step in between them and stare down the man that is so much bigger than her. Because her size is pretty darn. What is she at?
11, right? 11 or 12?
11. She's at 11. So she's not big.
Full Chihuahua mode right here. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
So-
entirely what it is. Beatrice is a Chihuahua, if nothing else.
Okay, I think he just looks at you and the big guy just laughs.
What did you take offense to? Out of curiosity.
He raises a brow. "What is it to you, little lady?"
I just find it curious that you walk up to a man and tell him that he's offended you, but all he said is there anything he can do to help you? Seems an odd thing to offend someone.
Well, when you practically raise someone, they don't even recognize you. You tend to take offense.
You raised Rickert.
Not directly.
You also raised Jaren then?
A lot closer. Yeah.
You looking for him?
I am. His sister Sarah sent me.
I don't have good news for you. I know Jaren.
Do you mean he passed?
No.
Did he die gloriously at least?
He... Have you heard that Summerland is odd?
Yes. I was with the family when Rickard went missing.
There's a sword that someone placed a curse on. Who knows who at this point. A man was mad with it. Jaren managed...
This isn't that whole sort of victory nonsense, is it?
No.
Good.
It's,
Let that die with Uther then.
This one seems to make a man mad. He kills pretty much anything in sight. There was a man afflicted with it.
Not the sort of victory?
I don't know what the sort of victory is, sir. I'm not a lady, so I don't entirely know what all of the information that highborn people do. There was a cursed sword. Jaren managed to defeat the man wielding it, which would have been fine, except for then Jaren picked up the cursed sword. And then he slew one of our esquires. Went mad and vanished into the night with the esquire's body. It wasn't...
You tell some fascinating stories, little lady.
You can go find him if you want. He'll likely try and kill you. I know the last man afflicted with that sword. He's in our dungeons currently.
Doubtful he'll try to kill me. We're old allies.
Then I mourn for you, sir, in the future.
Roll your honesty. Let's see how convincing that statement is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're famously... you're close to famously honest, right?
I'm no.
Oh, no, you went down. You were 15 before me.
I got my deceitful hire, and I was so happy because I can actually lie to people.
Yeah. I don't know who this guy is, but I love him.
Oh yeah, this is like the argument of the century.
He shrugs and he says, I can tell you think that you're not one of those witches that they say is around these lands.
What do you think? Regardless.
He kind of he's stuck on that one. He doesn't know what to say.
Regardless, Rickard has been through a lot. He's been tortured before and kept by a woman who is awful. He may not remember everything or recognize you right away, but he's been through enough. We respect our guests, but we also hope they respect that we do not want them to pick fights. And she's gonna walk away.
Yeah, I think
like
he'll
that
just...
hottie.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm done with this. Yeah, so Rickard's like...
Hair flip.
Rickard just says, what she says is true. I didn't get your name, Sir Knight. And he says, The name's Blackwind. I'm sorry that you don't remember. With that, he shrugs and says, any sense of which way he went? Rickard. Maybe to your surprise, you'll say, like, Beatrice, you go to walk away, you're overhearing this, you walk away. He just says, you overhear him say, he mentioned the Saxons. That's what others told me. I think you're like, Rickard wasn't near the battlefield. Was he snooping?
Likely.
Yep.
He seems like a snoopy person.
All right, and with that, that brings that one to an end.
And we have our announcement, dude.
Yep. So, at the end of the feast, Avalon says, Knights and ladies of Lady Owen's court, I bring for you a news from the south. It seems that the beloved praetor, Jonathan, and the senate that resides in the lands of Dorset are under siege by the wicked Idris of Cornwall. Though Idris has made no claim to the High Kingship, it is clear that his ambitions will not stop with Cornwall. And if we are to fall, we believe that Summerland will be next. We do not ask for formal alliance or aid. We understand that such things will not be delivered. But we do ask for any knight, any man of valor that wishes to raise his sword against evil Cornwall. Join us. Fight against Cornwall. Your pay is good, 5 librum a year, for the year. In turn, your swords will be blooded. You'll gain experience in this time of little war.
Little war.
There's not a lot in comparison. Uther's years were like, Aurelius was fighting like 7 battles a year. You know, got to Uther, he was fighting 1 battle a year. This is actually, you think of Rome, like Rome was always fighting war.
That's true.
Chaos and anarchy, but not a ton of war. In fact, we'll get to that because you guys don't quite know all that
Battles
stuff.
and skirmishes.
I hate when you do that.
Yeah.
I don't like.
With that, he says, I thank you, Lady Olwen, for your time. And should anyone wish to sign up, I will be here for the remainder of the feast. And with that, he'll return back to below the salt.
Mm-hmm.
To flirt with Morgan.
Yeah.
He might. We'll see. We'll see if he gets it. We'll see if he has the balls.
Has he spoken to her? If she
Do
hasn't
any of our
spoken to her at all?
knights immediately approach him?
No, none of your knights immediately
Okay.
approach him. Though there are some asking him questions. Like he doesn't get. Let's say it takes him a good 10 minutes to get back because people are, like any
Asking.
Mm-hmm.
interesting news, people are probing him a little bit on the way back. Eventually, he gets back and he walks by Morgan and is probably dangerously close to Beatrice, right? And
Oh yeah.
he says, "M'lady," he says to Morgan, and Morgan says, "No lady here." And he clears his throat, strike one, he's like,
I'm gonna face away. I'm listening, but I'm facing away. I'm letting it happen.
fair. You have my name. Might I have yours? And she says, I'm gonna think. Would she say something? Let's see how bad she. Yeah, I'm gonna test something real quick.
I might have to interfere. I'm not gonna
Did
lie.
he give her an alias after all this time?
She
like,
has an alias of some
Yeah.
kind. I'm sure.
Well, I know. Because I've called him Mary or something. He has never spoken to her and he does not know her name.
It just depends on how she does.
Yep.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna see.
I think I'm torn between thinking this is adorable and extremely shallow.
I know what I'm gonna do. You see, I think for Beatrice, because you know her pretty well at this point, right?
Yep.
She actually looks like I don't think she's had this kind of attention. She was a kid.
No.
Right? And
Yeah.
he's
She's a young lady now.
He's probably like 16, 17. She's 15 maybe, right? And he says when he says that, the recklessness in her, the desire to actually share the name, you see it in her, and unfortunately she says Morgana is my name. And he says,
I'll let it happen.
he's like, well, Morgana, it was a pleasure to meet you. I hope that I might see you again. And with that, he'll kind of turn and exit or go stand off on the side.
Look at Morgan.
She looks at you and says, what? Like,
As a teenager would. What? She'll lean to Morgan, and she's starting to like clean up whatever they ate or whatever they've had at this point.
Mm-hmm.
As perhaps the master of waiting a little too long, there are worse things than enjoying a boy's attention. She's going to stand up and walk away.
Yeah. And she will process, and we'll close that scene. And we're nearing 11. We'll deal with a couple of minor things, I think, first, and then we can start to move towards the closing out of the session. Because our last couple have been not only long but also like quite jam packed. So,
Observation.
Indeed. Okay, so your geniality. I'm assuming everyone got glory and geniality all ironed out from that one.
6, 1, and 2.
Awesome.
Yep. I've got it recorded.
Okay, so we will move forward in time, but not a ton, only slightly. You actually learn... That's not the one I wanted. We'll go here. Did I update the map, or did I forget? I forgot. Yay!
Yay!
Okay. Well, I'll give you a brief recap and get the map set up for next time. How's that sound? Hold on. Idea. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I might be okay. I don't think it's gonna work. Dang it. Well, it was a good try. Yes, I got it. Haha.
Yay!
Give me a sec here. Okay. Almost perfect. All right, so this is the setup right now. Nope, that's not the setup. To back. Sorry, just give me a sec. There we go. Just gotta resize the new map and get her in there. Almost there, almost there. Okay. There we go. All right, so just looking at this real quick. This is the changing landscape. I'm just going to give you a little bit of info from the various things. Can you all see this map okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just gonna send this to the map layer, so it's not doing that. Okay. So Caerwent, we talked about Caerwent. That was over here. This is the Saxon Shore. This in Essex of the Saxon Shore. So as of last you knew, Caerwent was liberated. They cleared a bunch of the Saxon Shore free of Essex, only to have a new group swoop in and create a problem. At the same time, Cornwall went from the Kingdom of Cornwall over here and managed to march their way through Tintagel, Exeter, and Ilchester, seizing what used to be Gorlo's Duchy of Cornwall from Logres. So now it's one giant kingdom of Cornwall. The targets or fear was Summerland, Salisbury, or Dorset. It appears they chose Dorset as their target, and that was where this messenger was from. So the messenger was from down here, trying to get allies and aid. There are several other kingdoms of Saxons. There's Wessex, just to the east of them. There's Sussex, or South Seax. There's Kent, and there's Essex. Then to the north, there are the Saxon kingdoms of Dira and Nohant, which have been relatively kind of dealt with versus the other big groups. So the big wars right now are out in Caerwent, with Cornwall and Dorset. And then recently, and this is news that Nicole, you would have received in character, as Elian, Escavalon has begun to march against their former overlords in Estragales. So it seems that they plan to deal with the Irish and Estragales. Not in a raiding capacity, but in a conquering capacity, is a rumor. So, aside from that, there's all sorts of other kind of turmoil in the land. There's chaos kind of everywhere. There's rumors that Silchester, the Duke who runs Silchester, who's also currently like in charge of London, he has actually allied with one of the Saxon groups, which has created kind of a messy scenario. And there's rumors that part of Heartland and Huntland have started to play nice with Essex. So the Saxons, who were previously just another invasion group, are kind of putting a permanent foothold in here, it seems. I mean, there's already been long-term Saxons. Blackwin, who you just met, is a barrack Saxon. They've been here for a long time. They just fought for Aurelius, so they're kind of forgiven. So anyways, yeah, that's the landscape. Just wanted to give you all that. I know it's a little bit of a tiring lesson, but it just shows the chaos that is the land.
Jaren, who hates Saxons, was raised by a Saxon.
Kind of. Yep. The Barrack Saxons are considered as close to Britons as, like, they're very welcomed by the Britons.
Still punching me, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. A lot of them converted to British Christian and stuff, which always makes a huge difference. They were the only Saxons to until recently. But yes, it is pretty amusing. We actually went over that several times. It was fun. Okay, and then obviously Norgales is still seeking its King Pellinor, the absent king. Okay, and maybe just to close out, I'll give each of you one kind of vignette or interaction with an NPC or a group of NPCs or each other. But we'll start at the top. We'll start with Rebecca.
Well, he said that Mafonwe's gone, so she's not. Are we still at the feast, or is this?
We can backdate that if you want to talk to her before she leaves, or you can wait till she comes back.
I can wait until she comes back, because I imagine that, like, the conversation of her leaving, she's still a little, like, shaken and probably not all there.
No, she definitely isn't in the same state like some of the other prisoners you've dealt with are, right? Like, she definitely returns quite quickly to, like, when she's in good health, she's more or less herself again by the time she leaves.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I more imagine that she's more about getting down to business than being distracted by things, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll wait till she comes back to have the real talk with her.
Okay.
And then I think I'll check in with Rickrick and Trevelyan. See how that's been going over the past 6 months.
Perfect. Okay. I was going to use it as my scene, but I'll use it as yours instead.
Hey, wow.
Okay.
Out here stealing Bob's scenes.
No. This is good. Trevelyan is the same. He really hasn't improved. And you can tell that almost immediately when you see him. Rickert, when you find him, is putting together like a sack, and he's loading it up on a mule. That's his.
You leaving?
Lady Olwen. I did intend to speak with you before I left.
Is this for a brief time?
That is my hope, though I suppose I will follow my shepherd where he takes me.
Of course. But you do intend to return?
I do. In fact, I leave to assist you and your brother.
Oh. Sir, have you found something?
I was consulting with the abbot bishop. We are stumped on how to get through to your brother enough to return him. I plan to go to Gales. There's a living saint there I wish to speak to. If there's anyone that can return your brother, it will be a living saint.
I thank you so much for searching so diligently on a cure for him.
Well, it's the least I can do, I suppose.
Is there anything I can give you for your journey to make it easier? Extra supplies or provisions, or a knight to defend you?
He shakes his head. I must go as a pilgrim. Little on me.
I understand. Just please do stay safe, Rickard. I've lost so many people, and even though I've gotten some back, it doesn't make it any easier when they go. I would hate to add you to that list.
He smiles. Give me like a... I will accept... No, give me an intrigue test. We'll start with that.
Omi Dobby. That's...
He smiles and he says... He kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and just says... Fear not, Owen. It's not my time. And you could tell, like, in his... Just the way he says it, it's sort of like... It's... Someone to speak so confidently about death. It doesn't seem like boasting. It doesn't seem like a cocky
He's not
air.
placating me. He knows.
Yeah. You can test spiritual.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't... It doesn't necessarily play off as like... Well, ticket. And I think what this is just... You get a sense of something supernatural at play there. It seems a little disturbing or alarming. Coming from this and coming... because this is matters of faith. This is magic. Like, this is something else, right? So...
Yeah. But that we all have your confidence. But I shall endeavor not to worry.
I put my faith in the Lord. Take care, Lady Owen.
You as well.
I'll return as soon as I can.
Travel safe.
Do look after him in my stead.
You know I will.
He smiles.
And with that, she'll just go and sit with Trevelyan for silently,
Yep.
just being a presence.
Awesome. Okay. That brings us to Emily.
Gonna talk to Cadwigan.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The
It's
end
probably
is
gonna be over.
nigh. Yeah.
Knowing the two of them, it's gonna be over in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna stand here awkwardly. Goodbye.
Yeah. They have yet to.
They have
yeah.
an MO.
Hope that doesn't translate to other things.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, Rebecca.
Yeah, I had to. I had
Why?
to.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I also have an MO.
Yeah.
Okay?
Rebecca's MO is if it sounds remotely inappropriate, they will jump on it.
Yeah.
Where would I?
Low-hanging
She
fruit,
would.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Call me Tantalus, baby.
She would look for him wherever he typically is, lurking in
Yeah.
the shadows,
Playing dodgeball, I guess. No.
playing dodgeball.
Dogged ball, as they
You
call
can
it.
dodge a sword. Dodgeball.
Doggy ball.
Yeah. Let's see. Roll a d100. Let's see where he is.
95.
Pardon me while I look it up real quick.
And
Location.
I'm frantically trying to fix the focus on my camera.
Was it 95?
95.
Okay. You find him in the grove. He's probably doing some falconing. Or trying. Actually, if falconing uses hunting, or is it no? Falconry is its own thing, right?
It's its own thing, yeah.
Its own, yeah, I think it's its own thing.
Let's
It's
see.
its own thing.
Where's
Let's see
every
it.
sheet? That'll tell me. I was about to look on Beach's, and I was like, I don't think it'll be listed on hers even.
Valkyrie, it's the thing.
Falconry is its own.
So he's not bad at it, but you kind of come into a scene where his falcon has pulled one of Lilo's cats and dispatched it. And he's like trying to hide it when you get there.
No. Oh, that sucks.
I take it this is going well. She like creepily gets like close up behind him, and then
you see that old dagger him again. He's real close to stabbing you because he didn't notice you.
that's
and he's
fine.
like-
I've almost been stabbed enough times. I think.
Yeah. He says, Don't tell the witch. I don't want her to curse me. Is it true? Can you turn people into frogs?
Not that I'm aware of, but I focus on a couple specific types, so I wouldn't be so sure about Lilo.
Right.
Don't worry, I won't tell her. I'm not eager to have her know that I was even in the vicinity.
Perhaps I'll go further away from Barrowcrest next time I...
Well,
Anyways.
at least you know the falcon knows how to hunt. I had an odd question.
What is it?
If they ask you to go to the border or to go to Dorset, would you?
I'm not afraid of war. I've certainly had my taste of death. But I didn't settle here to fight in other lords' wars. I don't feel compelled. Perhaps Every or Bowie or Alien.
Do you say no?
Unless it was asked of me by Olwen.
I saved your life a while ago. Now, may I
Yep.
ask a favor?
Did you come out this far just to ask me to die in that war?
I want you to say no. I would rather you stay.
I'll stay.
I can't protect you out there.
I do think that I have no intentions in fighting a war that's not mine, but I do have duties to Olwen, and I have skills on the horse and in the trails. I can be eyes and ears for her. I can't always be here and do my duty.
I know it's a selfish thing to ask.
I'm gonna see. He is so bad at this stuff. Let's see if he. Yeah.
Let's see how bad we're
Yeah.
doing.
Come on,
Yeah.
buddy.
But I'm thinking it's a
I
fumble.
need him to be really
Anyone
good.
else calling this? Yeah.
I don't want it to be a fumble so bad.
Unfortunately.
But knowing him, it's probably gonna be a fumble.
Yeah. 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 He's pretty good at fumbling at the perfect time here.
Oh, I forgot to. Oh no, he's an NPC. We don't count his fumble. I saw the Falcon fumble and was like, I forgot my counter.
I should add that Falconry 14. Hold on. Okay, that's it.
Man, is this the closest we're ever going to get to a confession from them?
Yeah, probably. I will test. Hold on. Love the traits, but I don't always know the perfect. You know what I mean? There's like 100 different angles you can take it.
Mhm.
I think I figured it out.
Come on. Don't fumble. I don't like that it just says Bob is typing and it gives me anxiety.
I have to compare two different tests. That's all.
Yeah, no, 100%. It just always seems ominous. Like all of a sudden you see it pop up and it's just like Bob's typing. I'm like, no.
Okay.
I don't know which one is the better.
Well, at least we didn't have his falcon kill another cat, so that's the starting point.
That's a plus.
Always a plus.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
silver lining.
Okay. I think he's like, he looks really bothered. Like he doesn't know what to do with himself. Like he's just kind of standing there. I picture, if you've ever watched like Buffy, he's got real Spike energy when Spike was into Buffy, right? And then he's just like, and like in his head, he starts and he stops it like 5 times, and then he just says, "I don't want to lose you either." He actually passed. He failed his pride, so that's good. Yeah,
He
his
failed
pride's
his
13.
pride.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, he would have fucked that up for sure. So
She's going to laugh and then look at him. He really suck at this. Like bad.
yeah, I think you're right.
You get what I'm asking, right?
Sorry, Bob's just gonna check one
Rolling.
more thing. Yeah.
Does he though? The real question.
Yeah, he says, if Lady Olwen would permit it, would you? We could tie our hands. If you wish it.
I knew there was a knight in there somewhere. Hiding in the
I
shadow.
think he playfully like looks around like where, you know, like just don't tell Elian. I don't want her to get any funny
Ellen's
ideas.
fairly sure we're plotting something terrible. I've already figured that out. And who says we're not? Let's be honest.
Yeah. That makes sense. I was wondering about the way she was looking at us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dane is a walking, just absolute. If you want to know any gossip, Dane is the one to go to. Just ask her on any given day.
Right, right.
But yes.
God, the chat. Okay, let's see. Just Trent is killing me here.
Jesus Christ.
It's great. We'll
Christ.
test one more thing. I think he's got like a crazy amount of prudence, though. Because he hasn't been very reckless in how he approaches things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead just 13. I think it's fine. Just gonna test something. Test it versus reckless. No, I'm gonna test it versus valor. And you're gonna get to see his ridiculously low valor score for the first time ever.
Oh no, I'm sure it's great.
Yeah.
Just trash valor. No, it's not as bad as I
Howard.
thought. I was expecting single digits of valor, to be honest.
He says, he looks happy. He
Yeah.
just says, then I'll ask Lady Olwen. And he doesn't seal this. I think he's gonna move away without sealing this moment in anything. Like, you know, I think the audience is like hanging on for a kiss. I think he's too daft in this situation to
You
catch
walk
that.
away is the question.
He's going to, I think, or like,
Here, 1
or
second.
just like, I could see him not walking away from you, but I could see him like, well, let's walk back together. You know, like it's not. Yeah, he's not very good at.
I'm sorry, I'm rolling things. Oh, that didn't work.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
You're right now.
She might ruin it. Oh no, I failed them both. Hey Bob.
I'm gonna make you roll both again. At this point, the GM cannot decide these sorts of things for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah.
So, including that we stream it.
I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna end up in a loop of failures.
Well, eventually.
Yeah.
One
I
will win.
am in a loop of failures.
Yeah.
You got it.
Third-
You got it. You got it. There's
Third time's a charm.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
No. This is hilarious. Get all these out now, to be honest. Oh, well, no, never mind. Nothing. Everyone was hanging out for
Yeah, I think it's fair. You know what would be cute? That would
What?
I could see them like holding hands on the way back through the grove.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let that happen.
I think he has.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think it's like, this dude's like rocking a romance 1 score. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is her? Wait, I want to see what hers is. Because I think there's a reason I've never done this. Oh, there is. Yeah, 2.
Yeah.
She's 1 better.
Yeah.
She wasn't kidding. They're really, really bad.
I'll test it verse 1 just to see.
Yeah, here, let me.
Great.
I want to test.
So close.
I
If
want
only
to
in
test
passion.
flirting,
So.
'cause I want to know what that's like. Wait.
There's romance and there's flirting too.
Oh, their romance is different?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Is romance something I
courting
have
someone.
too?
Yes.
I'm not going to win. Never mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
I think
0.
That's
She's a 0. She's worse.
It's oddly fitting of those two to just be
It
like,
is.
all right, well, let's.
Like, all right, we're gonna hold hands.
Yeah,
Try another episode.
they're 80 years old at whatever age they're at now. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's 26. She's like middle aged for
Yeah,
their time period. He's old.
he's a bit older. Yeah,
Yeah, we've.
we've gone through that gamut already.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have.
All right, we will change gears, Nicole, as
That's
kind
how
of
you do enemies to lovers.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weirdly like, yeah, who would have thought that if you watch it through the arc, it was weird.
Yeah.
In game, that was so long. Out of game, that was like, how long have we been playing this now?
Over a year.
Over a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About a
Oh,
year and a half.
Lord.
Year and a half, yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh wow.
Nicole, who's your vignette with?
Mm. I want to say possibly Dogged,
Okay.
because he's kind of the head of the knights.
That works. Makes sense.
Yeah, she's concerned because of the whole thing with Cornwall
Okay.
and all the
Well-
other stuff going on.
Give me a D100. Let's see where this took place.
Maybe.
90. This is... There's like a path that goes kind of over the... Yeah, this will actually be on like the mountain to... Not the road itself, but it's like on the hillside of Barrow Crest. You come across him. We'll say like you're about to return with your horse, and he was just about to depart with his. So it's like near the stables.
I have to know now, Emily, what?
I forgot to talk to Dogged. I'm flashing back. I'm sorry.
Okay. Dogged,
Elian.
I'm glad to see the siege went well as it could, I guess.
It was a fairly decisive victory until... Well,
Yes. It really did go over the whole cursed sword thing, I swear.
I didn't know Jaren well, but I knew of him, and I knew his stories. He was linked to not that sword, but the sword in general. What worries me is he was great at it. Perhaps the best in Britain.
He could wreak some real havoc on the island.
Let us hope he wreaks it upon our enemies instead.
For as long as he can control himself and the sword, I suppose. I understand he took Grifflet's body. That's particularly odd.
That's the rumor. There was a honor to Jaren Perhaps it's warped by the sword. Sir Elian, I have a question for you.
Ask away. I'm sure I'll have one in response.
Have you ever killed on the battlefield?
Yes.
Good. I don't know why, but in all that time that Uther was here, even when he turned his eyes on Gorlo, I wasn't nervous. This King Idris, maybe it's because I have a family now, but I'm nervous.
I would
And I
imagine
hate-
it is because you have a family now.
I hate just sitting here and waiting.
I suppose the best we can do is use our time of waiting to prepare. Even if it isn't Idris who attacks us, there's certainly many those abroad and closer to home. These years have been rather peaceful now that I think of it. When I first became a knight, we frequently had wars and battles. Mind, it was before King Uther seemed to have messed his entire reign. Perhaps for the best. It doesn't have the greatest reputation, at least post-mortem.
You kind of look and you notice that he has a bit of a traveling pack with him. This doesn't look like a short sort of thing, and you haven't heard any official orders. You'd expect to, with him being like the senior knight.
Are you heading somewhere?
I've made up my mind that, well, I can't let Edane worry. I feel it was my responsibility to look after Grifflet. I let him fight and die there.
I hardly let him do anything.
He was a
an esquire
messenger.
himself.
I put
realized-
him under Jaren.
Jaren was trustworthy until he wasn't.
I'm not
You
going.
realize leaving is more or less leaving Edane and your children without husband or father.
I do. That's why I won't pursue Jaren directly.
What is your plan then?
I plan to spread the news about Jaren.
Without him
Just-
with the cursed sword, do you hope another knight or knights may choose to confront him themselves.
They say that there were knights that went and retrieved a sword with Merlin for King Uther. The sword Excalibur. Jaren was one of these knights. And his allies should know his fate. At the very least, Grifflet's sister must know.
Dame Aronwy.
He nods.
There
I
are
don't
others
know
who can do
where
this journey for you. It would be wise to send someone else in your stead.
It would. I need to do this.
I speak as someone who's lost someone who was as dear to me as you and Adane are to each other. I don't think you should leave. You would only give her more heartbreak. And should you survive, it'll be something you regret to the end of your days.
Test honest for me.
I'm famous and honest.
Yep. That's why I want you to test.
Bumble.
Don't put that out
Bumble?
there.
Yeah. Don't put it out there, but also
I
Bumble's our
double
thing.
jinxed it.
Success.
You.
Okay, 1 sec. And okay, I am going to test something. Okay. So Prudent 8 versus Pride. Nope. You see the look in his eye. You can tell it. Your words got through to him, and you could see it for a minute, and the passion, that love for his family, that love for Dane. And then you saw him lower his eyes, and he just says, "I won't sleep. I won't rest until I've done at least this much."
She kind of sighs and then goes, "Wait a night, and I'll go with you." At the very least, you shouldn't go alone in these times.
He looks a little nervous then. He says, "And who will stay here and protect them?"
Isn't that the question with you leaving?
Then you better keep up. With that, he'll get on his horse.
So we're leaving now, and this is Nicole, just ready to make clarify.
Yeah, you get the sense that he's not gonna wait.
She's gonna go grab like her version of a bug out bag and follow after.
Okay. So you'll have even more sparse supplies than he does, right? Because he packed and you didn't.
He was planning this, and she's like,
Yeah.
I
What
can
it-
keep this asshole from dying.
Let's test something here just to verify that Elian will do so.
Oh, reckless.
Are you impassioning yourself? Yeah, I wanna reckless versus like probably loyalty lord in this moment. Because you technically are going against your lady's orders. Or at least you haven't. No, but you're leaving, you're abandoning post.
Yeah. Reckless was a success.
Oh. Is it that
You're
moment?
so lucky.
So that goes to 12, by the way.
Okay.
Is it that moment at the very end where you just decide like what does this look like? Is it thinking about Olwen? Or your vow?
It's thinking about her vow. Is Olwen in the manor right now?
Probably.
Yeah.
So when she goes to grab her bag, she's going to stop by Olwen very quickly and go, I must speak with you immediately.
Of course.
Sir Doggett is leaving.
Oh. Did he take the offer? That's unsurprising.
No. He intends to address the issue with Sir Jaren.
Address the issue. Does he intend to go after him?
In a
Can't
way.
take him alone. What do you mean, in a way?
The plan he stated is a bit roundabout. He intends to find Jaren's former compatriots. That said, in these times, I don't like the idea of him going alone, but I've been unable to convince him to stay.
What's his plan? Is he rounding them up to what end? Is he planning on all of them going after Jaren?
I suppose I don't think he thought things very far through, but he's leaving right now.
Did he give you it? Well, if he's leaving right now, we probably won't be able to find them. And then I'll start running as they talk. Did he give you any information about who Jaren's old compatriots were?
They were his fellows who found Excalibur alongside Merlin with him. Though I've been out of the loop for so long, I'm not entirely sure who those are.
Well, worst
He also
case
intends to
scenario.
find Damon Ronway.
Sorry?
He also intends to find Damon Ronway to let her know. Grifflets.
Yes. I'm surprised that they haven't sent word yet to her at this
He
point.
apparently wants to do it himself.
And that is honorable to do so. Anyway.
If I have your permission, I would like either myself or another knight to join him.
You know,
Although I
that-
understand that might be a bit dangerous. Although Doggett is more or less our head knight here.
Yes, and without him, and with all of the other knights that will be going off to Dorset to help out, we'll be horribly unfortified.
If
If you want to, you
Told you
have
the
my
intent to leave.
permission. But I want you to know what that means if you go with him.
I was unaware so many of the other knights were intending to leave.
I don't know how many are, but you can't turn down 5 Libram. And some people believe in preventive measures. Some people seek glory. Not all who stay at one manor are loyal to that manor. Some are loyal to what they're paid, and others are loyal to the action.
If you wish for me to stay, I will stay.
I won't make you do something you don't want to.
You are my lady. It is my duty
Don't
to
act
follow.
like it. And then she'll keep looking up for Dogged.
Elian just has a moment like, I don't understand what that is.
Exactly.
Okay, you can do an awareness test. We'll do like a -2.
But she's essentially trying to think, is Olin telling her to stay?
Fumbled, baby.
I succeeded. Wait. Did I? Yeah, I did.
Olwen is
I
basic.
can read.
The idea that Olwen is getting across is like, you keep saying that I'm your lady, but like, do you know what that means? Like, is it like she's what makes you loyal? And you know.
That I took a vow.
So I think
Which is why she's confused as to why the other knights would leave, because they took a vow.
Okay. Olwen. Sorry, I know it's super late, folks, and I totally wanted to end a little earlier, but it's got
Happens.
Rebecca and Emily, give me a D100 each.
$64.
15.
Okay. Cliffhanger time.
Yeah.
As the two of you kind of fold out in the distance, you see Dogged, the silhouette of the single rider riding away on the road. And Olwen, you take a step out further, just kind of like watching him go. And as Elian, you move to meet Lady Olwen, you both glance over and you see a group of men with axes and spears, long beards and helms. And they're all ducked down against the hillside. And they see Olwen and Elian, and one of them speaks. That's not your language. That's something else. You've heard it before. The Saxons have raided before. In fact, you recognize a few of the soldiers. They're back. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and cliffhanger, and that'll be where we pick up next time.
We are killing him next time. We were like, we're gonna be nice to no. He died.
Yeah.
Because he said, let me come back and fight him.
Sex Wolf has returned. Yes.
Sex Wolf. We're killing Sex Wolf. We are killing this man. I am done. Absolutely not.
We'll see.
Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me
That'll be our
twice?
click.
No.
That'll be our clickbait on YouTube. The death of Sex Wolf is what we'll call that episode.
For this
Yeah,
episode,
no,
like,
next episode.
be like,
Marked for content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flagged with YouTube criteria. Okay, so let's. It's late. Let's go ahead and close her out. We'll start with you, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I played Owen. And yeah, it was pretty good episode. Nothing too crazy for me. Join our Discord, join our socials, watch all the other cool episodes that we have on Sundays and Fridays. And yeah, that's all I got to say today.
You forgot one key phrase at the end of that. You said nothing too crazy for me. There should have been a for once added to that.
For once.
Yeah, there should be.
For once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, but the most crazy typically happens to your character.
I mean, I was potentially ambushed by a Saxon because...
I'm sorry, you got made a princess of the Unseelie Court.
Yeah.
Tonight was
Be hard
very
to-
tame. A Saxon raid,
Yeah.
nothing.
Whatever.
Compared to the amount of things that Olwen normally gets into.
Potentially gave a boy hope to hit on a lady.
Oh.
Yay.
I love
And
it.
the modern stream watcher would call this a filler episode, since there was more talk than action. That's how it works with modern viewers of anything film related now. So,
I mean, it was... There good stuff happened. The story got progressed in a lot of ways.
I loved this episode.
Yeah, it was great.
I had a ton of fun. That's
finally happened with Hannigan and Beatrice.
Finally happened.
yeah, it's true. And it will
So
happen
yeah,
to you
if any of us
too.
are having children, is Beatrice because Elliot friggin'
enemies to lovers hours.
All right, Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. I played Beatrice. This was a more adventurous one for Beatrice, let's be real. She does some crazy things, but it was interesting. I'm sorry, Bob, I know you wanted to end earlier.
Oh no, it's all
But
good.
it was an awesome session, and I had so much fun, so thank you.
Those are some good end vignettes, so I appreciate it. It's good stuff. Good episode overall. Nicole.
I'm Nicole. I played Sir Elian, who is pretty sure that Beatrice and Cadigan are up to something nefarious. He was going to be
Totally.
very sure about that. This whole thing is part of their master plan.
Yep. The tying of the hands is part of the master plan.
Yeah, and having a
There's
baby
something
is like,
else behind.
Yeah.
there's some plans.
It is
Ab-
one of my favorite directed traits next to unsupervised for Olwen.
And yeah, I agree. Supervised definitely.
It takes the trophy.
It's just so perfect.
Clickbait.
But we will, I've been talking a little bit with Nicole. We're gonna find some ways to get more of. Aliens was an interesting concept for an NPC, which is how we guested her in.
Or did. Yeah.
But ultimately, she's not from this world. Literally, in the way of like being from the past and not being from Summerland. She's so a lot of what's around her is gone. And that makes her interesting. That makes the alien the lost. I think we just need to find the right like keys to turn, levers to pull, whatever you want to say. So
Yeah.
Something to search for.
We got to see Fight Alien tonight. That was really
Yeah.
that was actually kind of fun. I loved
Fight Ellie.
like Fight Alien as in like Alien just absolutely picking a fight with Nineveh at every turn, and it was
That was an accident.
I was like, I love this.
That was pretty funny.
Love that Alien's like, I'm just gonna absolutely go in.
Right?
It's a fumbled courtessy. Like, you gotta kind of be an asshole at that point.
Love
right?
it for Alien though. I love the asshole moment for Alien.
It was,
That was good. It was good. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap up there. If you're watching this for the first time, we do Pendragon Tuesdays. We are in sibling games that take place on Friday and on Sunday, which we allude to a lot. In Anarchy especially, there's lots of crossover. If you're interested, check us out again, and we'll see you in the next one. Yeah, we'll be here next Tuesday, so we'll see you then. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, I did write out.
Yeah.
Woo, let's do it. Oh my god.
Trent was having a lot of fun in the chat. I